Hello guys, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another video, and specifically this is an update video for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and not just any update. No, it's not a game update where you have to update your game on Steam, but specifically the esports side of things, and that is ESL Gaming and FACEIT are now merging companies, which is actually a pretty big deal, and they are also bought out by a Saudi Arabian backed company for 1.5 billion US dollars, which is just absolutely crazy. Now, I'm going to be talking about the predictions that I think are going to happen into the future because of this buyout. We're going to be looking over a few articles as well, talking about the ins and outs, what you need to know. Is this going to affect FACEIT? Are things going to change on FACEIT? Are things going to be merged with ESL? So, if you, for an example, let's just say you do really, really well in FACEIT, you can possibly get invited to an ESL LAN in the future. Will that be a possibility? We don't know. Let's look more in depth and let's discuss. Now, I know this isn't the type of content you guys are always used to seeing, but if you guys are interested in this and like this kind of content, specifically updates just around CS in general, leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think specifically. This is by Esports Insider. I've chosen a few different articles. I've looked over a few, but this seems to be the one that I like the most. It seems the most accurate anyway, out of the ones I've seen as of recently. And the merger is set to release of Q2 of 2022, so coming here very, very soon. And this actually is coming from a German newspaper, which is pretty cool. That was reported first. And this is the Saudi Arabian government that has actually backed Savvy Gaming Group. They're backed by them anyway, and that's who bought out the company essentially. In ESL the past couple years, just to give you guys a little heads up of what's going on, ESL hasn't really been, let's just say, the greatest esports organization for CS. They have and they haven't been. They've been there for CS, but other esports they've had to put up tournaments for, and CS in general, they haven't always been the greatest. They're always usually short-staffed, and if you guys watch anything about Thorne and Richard Lewis, how they talk about ESL, they usually don't say the greatest things about them. So this actually could be a very good thing going forward. They could be putting more staff onto the teams. They could be looking more professional, and they could be having more better work environments ever since this Activision thing with Call of Duty, where that's a whole nother video which I've discussed on the second channel, Luke Eats, how that guy was pretty much a dick in the entire company and ruined a lot of things. And I think a work environment is very, very important, especially nowadays anyway, more than ever. And with that, this work environment, obviously with a buyout, could actually improve a lot of things, which is very cool as well. But I think what a lot of people are worried about is if it ain't broke, don't fix. And this is what I think we're going to be seeing right here. I think they're going to be trying to try some things to try and make that investment back right away, because a lot of companies as of recently, especially if you look at Disney and Star Wars, they're trying to make their money back very, very soon. And I think they could be doing the same. So we could see an up and charge or a down possibly charge in some sort of FACEIT, membership or new program they could be laying out, or maybe a new reward system. So it's actually worth you buying the FACEIT membership if you haven't already bought it. It will aim to promote more stability for North American CSGO with new incentives for professional teams and development for local scenes and grassroots esports. So this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. This is very good, especially for NACS. And I know a lot of my viewers are from Europe and other parts of the world. If you're not from North America, you don't understand what I'm saying. And recently, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube talk about, getting from Nova to Global, especially on matchmaking in CSGO, how there's no cheaters. Well, that's completely different here in North America. I know this is kind of going off topic, but it kind of leads into the point, if you let me explain. A lot of cheaters inside of CS. CS in North America hasn't really been taken serious for the past couple of years anyway. Not since recently when Cloud9 won the major, and that was almost 4 years ago at this point in time. And just this past year, there's only been a couple pro teams, if not one major North American pro team inside of CS, and we're now getting another one with Evil Geniuses beside Liquid, which is very, very good. And I think we could see some more pro teams going here very, very forward, and we could see things like the Mountain Dew League go, above and beyond. Obviously they're not going to be a part of this specifically, but new leagues like that could really help CS and boost CS's numbers, because I think Counter-Strike Global Offensive is the best video game of all time. I think it's the best esport and easiest esport to watch for newer people, and that's why I think this game is still alive today, besides the skins, obviously. And if you look at other games, there's not a lot of people doing esports programs and grassroots programs, and we could see a really big player count go forward and higher into the future, and that will really, really benefit CS in my personal opinion, which is very, very good. So kids who want to go pro in CS, that will really benefit them. They say ESL and FACEIT have a significant positive impact for the growth of the esports industry, specifically CS, and they are taking a long-term approach to redo the platform, I guess, to make it a better future for competitive gaming and the ecosystem, especially for CS mainly. So to sum it up, they bought it to try and make it a better thing, which is actually very, very good. At the beginning of the video, before we got into the article, I wanted to speculate some things, and those things very well could be happening in the future. With these things, they're going to have to make some more money somehow. So could we see an upcharge in membership fees for FACEIT? I don't think so. I actually think there's going to be more better off fees for a lot of people, maybe a little more affordable ones. And there's going to be more affordable ways for you to get into the Pro League, especially in FPL, for an example. Like, the only way for you to go pro North American Counter-Strike right now, especially in NA, you have to really put your name out there, right? You have to be streaming, making YouTube videos, and just with CS in general, it's not as big as it once was. So it's very difficult to get your name out there. So with this, there's going to be tournaments like every single week. You guys remember CSGO? Probably not, especially if you're newer onto CS. If you do, well, you're an OG, and those people aren't really around too much anymore. They used to have a tournament every single weekend. You had the opportunity to play against pros, and I think this could be the same thing once again, but for a bigger and broader area, and more people will be playing. Because you think about ESEA as well. A lot of people used to play ESEA, especially in NA back in the day, and a lot of people play FACEIT and EU. And then just, I would say in 2018, 2019, more people used to play FPL than FACEIT and ESEA. Now, everyone's just playing FPL and FACEIT specifically. So since they have everyone taken over pretty much from CS, I think they already have the base ground for that. They don't really have to market it too much. And with that, I think we could see a very, very good program and possibly a new ranking system inside of FACEIT, which would be very cool as well, that I would like to see personally. So overall, let me know what you guys think specifically of this specific buyout. I think it's very, very good for Counter-Strike. I think what the ideas are and intentions behind it are very good, but only time will tell. Let me know what you guys think. Love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. If you guys are different, if you think it's going to be bad, if you think it's going to be good, let me know. Have a good day, guys. I'm out. Peace.